Hello children, welcome to CA class. We were studying spreadsheet, range and functions, chapter 3. So, earlier I told you about functions. We have some rules to write functions. Functions always starts with equal to symbol, then function name, then starting parenthesis, then arguments. So, in this function there are two arguments and parenthesis closed. So now we will study different types of inbuilt functions. Okay, there are some functions in spreadsheet that we can use directly. So first of all, there is sum function. Sum function, as the name suggests, it is used to add numbers. Okay, so the numbers in the range or numbers we are passing in the arguments will be added. So it's very simple. It will always start with equal to symbol, then function name, then in parenthesis we have to write arguments. So here there are two arguments, sum 3, 2. So these are two numbers and then sum of two number is 5. Now next example, sum. See, here there is number but it is there in double quotes. That means text representation of the number. If we are writing that number in double quotes, it will become text. But this will also be counted. If we are writing the text representation of the text number here directly, then it will be added, number will be added and true. True is actually a boolean value. There are two boolean values in spreadsheet, that is true or false. True means 1 and false means 0. So here it will be added 1. Got it? So 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. True means 1. Now if A1 contains 3, text representation of the number, and B1 contains true, that means 1, but we are passing here reference. So now these two will not be counted. Only 2 will be the answer. Then after that, if A2 to E2, A2, B2, C2, D2 and E2, these are the values in the range. So first of all, equal to sum A2 to C2. A2 to C2, you can see A2, B2 and C2. Sum of these numbers is 50. You can see here it is A2 to C2 means 5 plus 15 is 20 and 20 plus 30 is 50. So 50 is the answer. Then equals to sum B2 to E2. B2 means from here to here. There will be, you can see it is 135 and 135 plus 15 is 150. So students, the another function is average. Average is actually used to find the average. In statistics, we can also call it arithmetic mean. Okay, of the arguments present in it, means in the function. So, if A1 to A5, in cell A1 to A5, A1, this is A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5. I have found its sum is 55. Okay. So average of A1 to A5 is 55 divided by 5 and that will be 11. Okay. Sum of these numbers divided by number of arguments. Okay. So there are number of arguments are 5. So 55 divided by 5 will be 11. Now here it is written that A1 to A5 is named score. I have told you how to name the range. When we select the range, then after that we have to go to the name box that is just near the formula bar, and then there we have to click and we have to give the name. So here the name is given score. So for that what we have to do? Average scores. Okay, these are the numbers present in scores. So sum of these numbers is 55 divided by 5 is 11. Then after that average A1 to A5, that is sum of these numbers. Then after that, this is also a number 5. So sum of those numbers is 55 plus 5 is 60 and there are total 5 arguments plus 1, that means 6 arguments now. So 60 divided by 6 will be 10. Now average of A1 to A5 equals to, we can also use this formula in place of this. As we all know, average means sum of arguments divided by number of arguments. So we can simply write sum of arguments means sum of A1 to A5 and then after that count of A1 to A5. So count is a function that we will study after this, and count means simply counting the number of cells given in the range. Now if C1 to C3 is named other score, there is one more range and it is C1 to C3 and there are 3 numbers in these range. Got it? These 5 numbers are named score and these 3 numbers are named other score. Now how many numbers in total? 5 numbers and 3 numbers, that means total 8 numbers. Now sum of these numbers is 29. Here sum of these numbers is 55. Sum of these numbers will be 29. So 55 plus 29 will be 84 and 84 divided by 8 will be 10.5. Why I am dividing by 8? That means number of arguments. Here in score number of arguments is 5. In these other scores number of argument is 3 and 5 plus 3 will be 8. That is why 84 divided by 8 is 10.5. Now the next function is count. Count will count the number of cells that contain numbers. Okay, the numbers, the cells which are containing numbers, only those cells will be counted, and numbers within the list of arguments. And in the list of arguments, if numbers are present, those numbers will be counted. So here only numbers, dates and the text representation of numbers will be considered and other values will be ignored. So here we have count A1 to A7. A1 to A7 you can see this is the text, date, blank. This is 19 number. This is also decimal number and this is true. Boolean value true means 1, but this will not be considered. This is the error. So error will also be ignored and the text will be ignored. So here only 3 values will be counted, date, number and decimal number. Got it? So 1, 2, 3 equals to 3. Now count A4 to A7. You can see A4 to A7. How many numbers are there? 2 numbers. So answer will be 2. Then count A1 to A7, that means all, and comma 2 is also there. So here there will be 3 numbers and 2. Count this also. So one more number here, that means 4. Okay, 3 and 4. Got it? So its answer will be 4. So students, till now we have studied sum function, average function and count function. Now there are 2 more functions. Got it? So in total we have to study 5 functions, sum functions, average functions, then count function, then max function and min function. As the name suggests, max means maximum, the largest number from the set of values or the range. So if A1 to A5, there are 5 numbers. In A1 there is 10, A2 7, A3 9, 27 and 2, so on. So if we are finding the maximum number, you can see which one is the largest, 27. So max A1 to A5 is 27. Now if max A1 to A5, that is 27. But out of 27 and this 30, which is largest? 30 is the largest. Now min function. Min means minimum. The smallest number out of the range, that means smallest number from the set of values. So here if A1 to A5 are these numbers, then min A1 to A5. Min means minimum. Minimum is 2. So its answer will be 2. If minimum A1 to A5 comma 0. So here minimum A1 to A5 will be 2, but 2 and minimum of 2 and 0 will be 0. So after studying function, students, now we will study formatting data. Formatting is actually the general arrangement of the data. Like if you have prepared a nice document and you have to make the text bold, or you have to rotate the text, or you have to change the color of the text and font style, and you have to make it bold, italic, underline. So now we will learn different types of formattings. There are 3 types of formattings: number formatting, date and time formatting, and text formatting. So we will start from text formatting. To change the font. So to change the font means to change the font to Arial, Calibri, Times New Roman, etc. So these are actually font types. So for that what you have to do, you have to select the cell in which something is written, like heading or something. So select the text, then you have to go in Home tab. Home tab is the default tab which is active. Then you have to go to the font group and there you have to click on the drop down arrow of the font box. Then what will happen? Drop down will appear. In drop down there will be list of font types. One by one, when you will move mouse over it to see the preview, you will be able to see the preview at a time only when you will mouse over on a particular font type. Then after that, select the font, and then if you want to change the size of the font, then just near the font type there is font size drop down also. From there you can choose the number of that you want the font size. So in formatting the text, the next is to make the text bold, italic or underline. You know very well how to do it. For that you have to simply select the cells where you have to format. That means something is written over there. So select it, and then after that you might have seen three icons. Icon B means bold, then icon I italic, U icon means underline in the home tab. So you have to choose any one, or you can choose all also. Then formatting will be applied to the text. Then to add the border, like if there, you know very well there are cells in the spreadsheet. So if we have to make a nice border table, or simply we want outer border or the topmost border, then we can choose this option. So first of all select the cells. Then after that in home tab you have to go to font group. In font group there will be a border command. When you will click on border command, or you will click on the arrow of the border command, then the drop down arrow will appear with the list of borders available. So select the border style that you want, and that border style will be applied to the selected area, selected cells. Now to change horizontal text alignment, horizontal means this is horizontal. So left alignment, center alignment and right alignment. So there are three types of horizontal alignment. So now for that you have to select the cell. After that you have to click on home tab in the ribbon, and then after that you have to go to alignment group. In alignment group you will be able to see three icons. First is align text left, center and align text right. So you have to click on any one of the icon, and then the alignment will be applied. You might have seen that by default the text is always left aligned and numbers are always right aligned. Now students, vertical alignment of the text. Vertical alignment means top, middle, bottom. If this is a cell, then top of the cell, middle of the cell and bottom of the cell. So by default the text is always at the bottom left and the number is always at the bottom right of the cell. So if we have to change the vertical alignment, then we will select the cells in which we have to set the alignment. Then in the default tab, that means home tab, we have to go to alignment group, and there we will get three more options. Just above horizontal alignment we will get these three options: top align, middle align and bottom align. So you can choose any one for your text alignment. Now formatting numbers and dates. So you might have seen that we can enter numbers in cells like currency, long numbers, large numbers, small numbers or decimal numbers, or numbers in percentage. So to format the numbers with decimal places means no decimal place means numbers without decimal, or only one decimal place or two decimal place, or currency also we can display. Symbols can be inserted like currency symbols. Then percentage symbols can be inserted with numbers. So if we have to format the date and numbers, then we have to follow these steps. So first of all select the cells, then go to home tab, and from number group we have to go to number group, and then after that we will get number format command. Near number format command there is a drop down arrow. By default general will be selected. You have to click on arrow, and then after that drop down menu will appear, and from that drop down menu you have to select the number format or date format like long date, short date or currency format, etc. for your text. So students, only this much for today. The chapter is also over. Thank you. Have a nice day.